What's up, everyone? Welcome back to Run It Up. Today we are playing some quarter half dollar no limit Texas Hold'em, and I'm looking forward to trying to keep adding on to the collection. Hopefully you guys have been enjoying this last week of shows. I think that the last 5 episodes, I would even do as far as say even the last like 7 episodes, from like 219 to like 227. Wow. What a stretch of shows there. Had some cool tournament stuff, had some high stakes games, had some Dan O'Brien, some Antonio. What more do you want from Run It Up? I surely do not know, because if it is not this, I don't know what it could be. So today we're going to just play a 30-minute session or so of some quarter half dollar here. I'm in for $50 right now, so I'm already up $11. I know you guys are like, yo, JCarves, what's up with the quarter half dollar? You were just playing 1-2, you little fucking nip bitch. And I go, first of all, I really don't like the language. Just like to say it's a little rude. And secondly, I would say, well, it's very early in the morning here in Nevada, and there's nothing higher than this running. So here we are, playing some quarter half dollar. Because you know what? Sometimes in life, you don't get to pick the hand you're dealt. You just gotta play the hand you're dealt. And that's what I'm gonna do right here at the 10-9 offsuit. That's right. Let's make it a 120. If you guys have been watching this whole season, you have seen me do these things before. These like tiny little raises in position, trying to drive the blinds out and make them make mistakes, because surely they are making mistakes given that I have 10-9 offsuit. Once in a while, we just win the pot pre-flop, which is always hysterical when that occurs. Looks like not the case this time. I do flop top pair, though. So I would like to think that we have the best hand here, far more likely than not. Gonna start here with the bet because we've got a top pair, and I'd like to get some money for it. Let's see if DJ Trapper wants to cooperate. Nope, but hey, I'll still take it. So I really like that little like vice play that we've been trying here. I've been using it for a few months now, and have found it to be pretty effective at making the players behind you make mistakes, making the players who have limped make mistakes as well. And generally, I've just really liked it. So we're going to keep using that the rest of this season. I would love to hear if you guys have used that to any success. In this hand, I raised under the gun +1, got called in 2 spots. I actually almost always bet on these flops, but this time I just decided not to. You know, I feel like both of these players have 7s in their name, and that's always dangerous. But the other thing is I kind of just had a feeling that both of these guys are a little on the stationy side of things, as am I will point out. So it's nothing offensive said there. Both of these guys are a little bit more on the don't like to fold side of things. So I kind of felt like if we fired on flop, we were going to have to fire on turn, and then maybe have to fire on river. And I just don't like firing that much this time in the morning, you know? I'm just a one-and-done kind of guy, and I don't think that was a one-and-done kind of hand. You know, not if we wanted to play it profitably, at least. So let's talk about our opponents here. We played with 7-11 a bunch in Season 1. I feel like we played with 7 Vegas 7 before, also in Season 1, but I don't think we've seen him this season so far. And then there's DJ Trappa, looking lovely as always. Cersei over there, lovely little crown as always. And I think we played at some point in our life, but, you know, my goldfish-like memory prevents me from knowing that for sure. We'll be raising this up here because we have the best hand almost for sure. We'd like to charge these little bitches. So I'm still planning on raising because this guy can just be squeeze city. Why wouldn't he be squeeze city if he had just like anything decent, like ace jack suited, even like ace 10 suited, you know, the king 10 suiteds of the world, all that stuff. So I feel like if he wants to continue, sweet. If he doesn't, sweet. So either way, we rake in the money, whatever. This is definitely a Bink Bell kind of a day here. Early morning poker. I don't defend Jack 3 offsuit this time in the morning. The Jack 3 offsuit just gets mucked. That's it. So I'm very excited. I'm very excited to have pocket queens, but I'm also very excited to announce to you guys 101 for classic excitement of value. very excited to announce to you guys that starting Sunday, which would be tomorrow for you guys, I'll be returning to Twitch live streams. You guys have asked me to go back to live streams, and I am nothing if not a man of the people. So I'm very excited to be making a return to regular Twitch streaming in October. Gonna start out this Sunday, which is not October, but you guys will get a kind of like a sneak peek for what I have in mind. And oh boy, do I have plans for this October. So hopefully you guys that are big stream fans can go check that out. Twitch.tv/JCarverPoker. You can go check that out over there. I'm really looking forward to it. I really enjoy doing streams in the spring, and so we'll be back doing streams for October, November, and December. Probably. That's the plan for right now. Still planning on finishing up our episodes here on YouTube, and I am not planning on posting the streams on YouTube. I might post like notices that I'm going to be on Twitch, but I'm not planning on posting the Twitch streams on YouTube. So if you're going to want to watch those, I'm not planning on playing for Run It Up money. I'm planning on only playing for sweet JCarver money or guest money for streams, so you don't have to worry about spoilers or anything like that. And I'm still committed to finishing out the rest of the season here on YouTube to episode 250. I know you guys may be like, hey, JCarves, what's up with the mid-season channel switch? Well, I'd love to answer all these questions and more on the live stream tomorrow. So if you wanna let your voice be heard, that's the place to do it. Twitch.tv/JCarverPoker. You can follow me over there, and every time I go live, you can configure your settings so it sends you an email. It's like having a personal assistant that just does it for you every time I go live. How cool is that? Technology, you know? It's a wonderful thing. Why haven't we got to the point where like the refrigerator can email us whenever it's out of a certain thing? Like I felt like that technology was ready to come around like 5 years ago. How has it not been developed yet? These are the things I spend my time worrying about in my life. 7-Eleven's worrying about this 50-cent bet in his face right now. Oh, let's see if DJ Trappa... I have higher expectations for DJ Trapper than any other name, you know, because when she bets out for the minimum, you're just like, all right, what kind of tricky play is this? But if it was just a random guy whose name was like Skunk 1987, you would just be like, all right, you know, whatever, this guy's clearly just high as shit clicking buttons over there. But because his name is DJ Trapper, I have very high expectations that he's being all like, you know, feisty shisty over there. Should we defend here with 8-5 offsuit? Oh yeah, let's defend here. We're getting 5-1, people. I feel like I'll win this enough times to make a profit there, but probably not on the Ace-King 4 board. We do have a backdoor gut shot. That's cool. Okay. Well, turn card wasn't too helpful to us, shockingly as it were. So I feel like some people like taking shots here. I'm not really that kind of person. I feel like too often one of these two people will continue here and just not fold. So I mean, and if we do get called, we have no equity whatsoever. So if we respect this player at all, as though this player is not just like a completely straightforward drone who's looking down at like 10-9 offsuit and is like, nope, no pair here, check them. Unless our opponent is literally that guy, then I don't think we can continue profitably as far as like taking a stab there, because if he ever has a king or an ace or just even like pocket eights and decides, you know what, folding, that's not for me. If he ever does that, then we're just burning money, and I'm not a big fan of burning money, believe it or not. Well, every once in a while there's a time and place for everything, right, people? That's right, JCarves. Sing it, sister. Oh, that voice again. Hello. I've missed you. You know, now that we're back here on my channel, nothing is really different because nobody really cared about what I was doing on the other channel. But now that we're back on my channel, the world is our oyster. We're back at home in JCarver networks. I don't even know what could happen now. You know, now there's who knows the variety of nonsense and hootenanny we get involved in this time. I feel like I've made a lot of words up this season. I think we should have our run-it-up producer put together a montage of all the non-English words that I said this season. Like, stick-to-itiveness. Did we ever find out if that was a real word? I don't know. I think this episode has been going on for like 10 minutes, and I feel like it's been going on for like 2 or 3 hours already. So I don't know if that's a good sign or a bad sign. Probably not a good sign. Whatever. We've been winning. We've been laughing. At least I've been laughing. I always like to imagine that like I'm sitting here like laughing, having a good time, and then there's like just like the picture of the farmers, you know, the farmer and the wife with the pitchfork and everything. That I always expect in my head. I imagine that like 90% of the people who watch this, you guys, are like that, just like, and I'm just like, you know, making, you know. I just don't know. Something about that makes me just like, it just fuels me to try to keep on going, you know? Some of you know this story, but when I was a wee lad, maybe like 12 years old, maybe 11 or so, all my life, you know, my sweet mother was always like, you know, you can do whatever you want to do in life, you know, rah rah, you do whatever you want in life, you know, it's great, you know, make yourself happy and whatever. And so I gave it a lot of thought, and at the age of 12, having just been exposed to, you know, the Conan O'Briens of the world, I came to my mother and I was like, Mom, I know what I'm going to do with my life. I'm going to be a comedian. And my mother instantly said to me, you're just not funny enough. And I was like, what? That's unreal. Unreal. Crushing. Unreal crushing. Crushed. And so ever since that day, I've been trying to prove my mother wrong. And now here we are, having made basically no progress towards that goal whatsoever. I go, Mom, do you watch my YouTube videos ever? I just can't. You know, you curse all the time. You talk about who knows what. I don't know what you're talking about. It's like my mother is like Carmela Soprano meets like I don't know. Carmela Soprano is not too far off, except the whole like, you know, mobster wife thing. But like even like visually, if I had to pick like a celebrity that my mom looks like, I would definitely pick Carmela's Edie Falco for sure. For sure. 8-3 offsuit looks like one of those hands that we're not going to be able to defend as badly as I would like to. The cat avatar has other plans though. 550. How do we feel about that raise size? I think it's okay actually. 1-1 makes it 450 more. Fair fight. Less fair fight now. This poor Troy M guy has not had a great session. He bluffed off a little bit to us. That was how we ended up with a little bit of profit early on, and has played totally reasonably since then. I think he lost queens to aces and now ace king to tens, so nothing he could do really, I don't think, beyond the trying to bluff us. But, you know, people that try to bluff us, you know, I'm always just like, what are you thinking? Like, you know, come on, you know, ring the bell for me. You got it, boss. Look at that pure ring of a bell right there. That's right. It's beautiful. I guess I can't spoil that for you guys yet. Oh, yeah, but what I can spoil for you guys is this lovely thing I have on my head here, the runitup.com hat. We're getting hats for the Run It Up store. That's right. You guys can finally rock. You can prove to the world that you really love Run It Up because you're wearing it on your hat. So you can get yourself a sweet, sweet Run It Up piece of headgear. We actually also have individual. You guys can get yourself a patch collection for a very reasonable price. I feel like if you want to just Run It Up and just put stickers, posters too, all over the place, you can do that. Runitup.com, shop.runitup.com if you want to go directly to the store. If you don't want to click around, I understand. In this hand, I actually feel like I should have checked back, but you know, okay, whatever. I raised the button, he called, and then the flop was that, and then I put money in the middle, and he didn't fold, and now here we are on the turn. I feel like I'm just going to check it back. You know, I think if he has a better hand than us, he's probably not folding yet. Hello. Look at that beautiful little king ball on the river there. Of course you check to us. How can you not check to us? So I'm going to bet because we have the best hand probably. But I feel like if we bet like this, he wouldn't be able to call because he's probably not very strong. He's probably got like an ace-jack, pocket sixes kind of a hand, you know, maybe like a queen 3, that sort of thing. If he check raises us, I would have to call. You know, you have a full house, buddy. You got ace 4. You know, got that king 4 of whatever suit you could have. You know, I'd be a disbeliever. Looks like this time we just make our sweet $3. No big deal. Raising it up here. Let's try to make it 150. Let's see what happens if we make it a full 3x. Let's see if we... Obviously, this is only just a drip of information for the information analysis Drip analyzer. Should we call this? Oh yeah, 2-1 in position, 10-9 suited. Oh yeah, I live for this peel right here. Oh yeah, oh yeah. Flopping open-ended straight flush draws. Okay, I call you for all of it. Don't care. Come on, let's do it. Come on. That's brutal. That's brutal. I like how he just open rips it too. It's like, okay, I was fine with that. Let's open rip it. Can't be bad for us to call all in there. I think it doesn't matter. It doesn't really matter what he has. Obviously, if he like turns up queens, I think we could fold. But even that wouldn't be like a atrocious, like crazy call by any means whatsoever. And it's very hard to make a set. So in that actual case, we're a favorite, almost for sure. Let's see here. In case you guys are curious. Let's see. So we had... Not going to be defending that. Damn it. That was far less exciting than I wanted. I mean, I guess it was actually fine. Queen of diamonds, jack of diamonds. What was the other card? Like the deuce of clubs or something? It was a pretty irrelevant last card, right? And then we had the 10-9 of diamonds. That's right, we sure did. And he had the ace, queen of hearts. I never remember whether you're supposed to put the suit before the letter or not. I literally have only used this software 5,000 times and I still never get it right. All right, look at that, getting our money in good. That's right. Even against a 2x overbet pot. Oh, did it auto reload? It must have. Damn it. Well, now someone's gonna have to do math. Someone that isn't me. Why am I on auto reload? Sorry, boys. Usually I know better than to do that. Take me off auto reload. Do I have to hit OK for that to happen? I don't know. We'll find out. Take my 150. Take it. Take it. All right. So I think we're in for like 80 total-ish. I'll go back and check and figure it out, but, you know, what can you do? Seems like a good spot for us to try our little tiny raise dance. Let's try making it $1.10. Let's see if we can get away with making it 6 dimes more. And I don't mean thousands. 6 dimes more. Like, look, how can this guy possibly fold anything for 6 dimes more? What's the correct folded hand there for literally 6 tiny circles more? Can't be right to fold too many hands in that spot. Just saying. Half pot, $1.81. 181 pennies, please. I'll point out to you that I identified 7-Eleven as a player who didn't like to fold, and he is quite correctly stuck with that ever since then. But I'll also point out to you that we're in for $2.90 this hand with position on a deuce-deuce 3 board, which we win sometimes straight out and away. We also have just like good hands sometimes here as well, of course, although we don't this time. And I feel like we probably will have not won this hand. I still like how he played this hand, all things considered, despite not walking away with the gold. That's right, Steve French. That's right. Steve French knows what's up. For a cat avatar, he's got it. He's got it down. All right, $1 and a nickel. How about this price? How does that work for you, fellas? We'll find the price that works for everybody eventually. Two callers. Pretty good flop for us. Gonna start with a bet. Could check back, you know, something tricky. Maybe make them make mistakes. But I think I'd rather start with them paying us incorrectly. That's the first mistake we make. Yeah, they give me shit. Why are you giving me shit for? I had an open and a straight flush draw. You think I'm calling with 10-9 suited to fold when I flop an open and a straight flush draw? That guy could have reached into his pocket and pulled out a gold bar and said I'm all in. And I still would have snap called. You know, come on, get out of here. Knit bitches, yo. Unreal. Firing twice. He says no thank you. JCarver, you've got the best hand. He's right. I do. You're correct. You are correct. Let's see if we can't try to run it up a little bit more this session. So I think we're down like 30 bucks, but whatever. We're up. The trapper just didn't do any trapping whatsoever. Just open rips it in our faces. You know, that's not really much of a trap, I'll point out. But, you know, hey, whatever. Whatever. That's why you have to gamble responsibly, boys, within your bankroll requirements, so that you can just put it in and just be like, run it. I don't care. Win or lose. That's it. So whatever. We lose 30 bucks. We've got 1,027 more of them ready to go in the ammo piles. That's right. I wonder what my lifetime record is on running up with a backwards hat versus a forwards hat. Maybe I'm just like a huge loser wearing a hat backwards. How cool would that be if you could like go back into my lifetime of sessions and was like, well, every time JCarver wasn't wearing a hat, he lost this much. Every time he wore a black hat, he won the most. White hats, though, oh, brother. White hats, disastrous. You know, something like that. During the World Series, every time I make a deep run, I try to put a different outfit together because clearly I didn't win with the last outfit that I wore, so it clearly isn't lucky, right? I mean, clearly it just isn't, you know. So I've always tried to be a foresightful clothes luck game wearer. I've always tried to be aware of the clothes luck dynamic. I think dynamic is the word I really should be looking for there. It's really a very complicated high level thing though. Very, very high level. I think in this hand, I believe 7-Eleven opened and Steve French re-raised and 7-Eleven stuck around as he is wont to do. 7-Eleven always open for business over there. Okay, so it looks like Steve re-raised out of the small blind, which is something that I would really think would be not something I would do very often against 7-Eleven unless I had it, because I would anticipate that he won't make mistakes. He won't make folding mistakes pre-flop. And against people that don't make folding mistakes, you don't typically want to play weak hands out of position for more, right? You only really want to do that against people that make folding mistakes, because if you're playing against people who are making folding mistakes, that's what this is. People who are angrily folding. If you put pressure on people who make folding mistakes pre-flop, then that's great. You could just fold. But if there are people who don't make folding mistakes pre-flop, like 7-Eleven, me, Negreanu, then you just have to say, what am I doing here? What am I really accomplishing when I'm raising in this spot? What am I actually creating a profitable dynamic here? Am I frolicking in a lake of profit? No, I don't think you are. Just saying. Steve French seems to be in a lot of hands too. I would guess that when he just flat calls the first cutoff, I would guess to you that Steve French is not very strong. I would like to see if he has this like very like I'm gonna re-raise, I'm gonna get in there. Like if he has this very like 3-bet strategy heavy pre-flop, like I'd like to see him 3-bet the button here too. Like why not? Like whatever hand he's decided to play here on the button, I feel like it's quite possible that he could be making more money than whatever it is he might theoretically make here by re-raising pre-flop. I mean, he would have won this pot if he re-raised pre-flop. I'm just saying. Pocket 8's raised, they call, comes ace king 9, you bet like a third pot, he just goes, you got it, kid. And that's it. Instead of losing the whole pot, you just won a big pot. Or at least a pot. Should we try to squeeze it up here? So he didn't raise last time when he had against it was a raise when he just called, right? So it's possible that he now has it. It's possible we could just squeeze him off this though. Should we try? I think we should try, right? Let's try. I'm a big proponent of trying. I don't love this, obviously, but whatever. We're risking 540 to win 3 1/4. It's going to work pre-flop some percentage of the time. It's going to work post-flop some percentage of the time. Often enough, I think. You know, if he wins $5.40 from us, whatever. Enjoy it. Good luck to you, sir. Let's see if we can put the cat avatar in the cage. The answer seems like it's no. Okay. Well, you know, hey, I like the attempt. I like the attempt, you know? You never successfully re-raise someone if you never try. Write that one in your little slate tablets that you bring with you to the poker table. Poker notes. This is me writing on chalk on a tablet, by the way. Like 1760s style education. That's right. All right, I think we're going to play here for another, maybe like 2 more orbits for the fans, something like that. We'll play 1 more normal orbit, then 1 special orbit for the fans, which means absolutely nothing, but it's for you guys. So hey, there's that. We did have an awesome For the Fans orbit that went on for about 6 orbits in episode 225, I think it was. That was a fun little bonanza of an episode there. Back when we used to play high stakes, when we had less money. It's all right, whatever. We're just waking up, getting warmed up here. Maybe make some more videos. Maybe go win a high roller tournament later on today. Who knows? Who knows the things that might occur? I actually have some really cool stuff in the can for us to chop up, both on YouTube and on Twitch. I'm really trying to have all the scientists and wizards that are in my employ. I'm really trying to encourage us to create good Twitch videos and good YouTube videos. Not trying to make good Twitch videos and then post them on YouTube, or good YouTube videos and going through them on Twitch. I'm really trying to. We would have made a full house. Could beat that hand. Both hands we could have beat, actually. But I'm really trying to optimize for each platform, because I really like both. I think they're very different dynamics, obviously. Twitch has a lot of advantages, upsides. Obviously, a lot more shrieky on Twitch because everybody's, shrieking. But I like it. There's obviously a great energy to it. I'm really excited to try some of the live coaching stuff on Twitch, so we can go over hand histories, and then all you guys in chat can just be like, yo, JCarver, I don't get it. And I can just be like, hey, well, I can help you. And you can just ask me directly, and I can just help you. So I'm looking forward to doing some stuff like that. I have some cool ideas to do live streamed content that I don't think has been done before in poker, so I'm very excited about that. And we still have the rest of the season here. The plan is to finish up. This is episode, what is it? Episode number 228, is it today? So we have another 22 episodes after today to wrap up this season. We're going to go for the straight up 50, and then YouTube will hit pause, freeze, season end. By the way, limp and fold. Crazy. Let's bet half the pot, 263. Let's see how that works here. I wager half the pot. I would feel like I win this hand more often than he does, but once again, calling is the correct defense to us here, I guess. 650? Maybe he'll fold like an ace-high hand now. Don't think he'll fold like ace-10, ace-jack on the flop. Maybe he'll fold it on the turn. Don't think it's happening for sure, but I think it has to happen only like some percentage of the time. Maybe it does. We also actually have the best hand some very rare percentage of the time. He just has like 10-8 suited or something like that, and now he just fold. What can you do? I tried to win, couldn't, didn't. Ah, man, everybody else is sitting out now. They're all just like shaking their heads at me. JCarver, why can't you just give up? I didn't want to give up. I tried. I had to open in a straight flush draw. That didn't work out for me. And then I tried to force some people to fold. They didn't want to. I tried. Didn't want to. I'm going to try again here because our hand is pretty bad. We have 3 straight flush, though, which is enough for me to try to bet. Even though we have been over that, I don't believe these players are big folders. I still felt like we could try one time. This is another spot where I feel like we could try to bluff. He's going to, because he calls so much, he doesn't have jacks very often, and he would have re-raised if he had ace-king, ace-queen, that kind of stuff. So really can't be too atrocious to try to bet twice here. But we could just get punished again, whatever. It's fine, whatever. I don't care. If we got punished again, you deserve it, bud. Take it. 350, We're certainly playing low enough stakes that I can just be like, all right, kid, got me again, but I had to try. I feel like our trying attempts have not done so well this episode. It's the pre-noon recording curse, something like that. It's the backwards hat, unlucky. No, it's not unlucky run it up shirt. Can't blame that. We had plenty of good luck in the run it up shirt. It's the pre-noon backwards hat curse. That's what it is, clearly. So I believe we're stuck somewhere around $45. I'm going to have to go back through and find out when it added on to us. I think we had like 20 in our stack, so we had like 30 there, plus we had 3, and then this. So I think we're stuck like 50-ish. I think we're still up above 1,000, but we might be it might be close. Still got a couple hands left to see if we can't try to heal some of the pain. We would have won this one. If only we just were blindly limp calling and playing terribly. Then we could have won this spot. Pretty unlucky cooler for 7-11. I wonder if he opened that hand. Oh, he insta-quits. Brutal. All right, let's play these last 4 hands, or whatever this last orbit works out to be. How that? Sup? Okay, I would have defended, but nope, didn't have to. Just picked up a free quarter there. I'll take it. Free quarters. Anyone wants to send me free quarters, I'll never say no. Please, please. If I had my way in the universe, there would just be no ability to wait. It would be like, okay, yep, you're automatically waiting till the big blind. Don't even give them the choice. Why give them the choice? You know, we just want to play. Let the degenerates just get their hands and move on with our lives. Why do we have to wait? So against the guy who calls a lot, should we raise this hand? No. That's right, because why would we play a bigger hand, a bigger pot out of position with 7 high? Don't know. Seems like a bad idea. Should we bluff this? No, I don't think it's a great idea. Again, seems like the type of fellow who doesn't like to fold. So given that we have 7 high, I'm not going to try to bluff this hand. He is tempting me with his insta-checks. He is very much tempting me. We could just win $1 right here. I would really like to win $1. All right, let's try to win $1. Let's win $1. Nice. That's right. That's a moral victory right there if I've ever seen one. That is a moral victory right there. All right, looks like we might get to play an extra hand for the fans here with our new friend sitting in. Should we try to re-raise one more time? We did re-raise earlier before. Should we try one last hurrah? How about do 420? For the stoners. Let's see if the magic power of marijuana can power us into winning this hand here. Why couldn't it? Surely it could. Risking 420 to win 2 1/4. That's gotta work not that often, you know, come on. It's gotta be close to fine. Firefighter over there doesn't know what to do. Maybe he's just like chuckling or chortling at our raise size decision, who knows. Now the cat avatar doesn't know what to do. Okay, calls, fine, whatever. You know, let's see if we can just win this pot here. This seems like a pretty good flop for us, all things considered. He'll fold hands that are better than Jack 8 offsuit. He'll fold some king highs. He'll fold some pocket pairs. All of these things seem like good news for us. I bet 4 and 50. Let's get this hand done. Come on. Let's just this one's not for you. We could turn a club. Nice. Who needs to turn clubs? We are a club, you know? That's right. If you'd like to join our Run It Up Club, go check out runitup.com. Check out the forums over there. There's a nice, beautiful store. You can buy some sweet, sweet Run It Up merchandise like this and like this and like that. Unfortunately, you can't actually buy Jerry, the Legionnaire mannequin defender of the treasure chest, who, by the way, is now armed for the task. That's right. And if you say, hey, JCarver, where'd you get a scimitar from? I found it in the trash, actually. Somebody was throwing it away at a place that I'll be no longer saying the name of, and so I was like, hey, I'll take that scimitar. Why would you throw out a perfectly fine toy scimitar? I was like, what kind of corporate nonsense is this? All right, let's play another orbit for the fans, because you know what? Why the fuck not? JCarver, I really wish you couldn't swear. Don't you remember when Antonio said, let's keep it classy? Come on, it's cursing for comedy. It's cursing for comedy. It's fine. I've always been a fan of license for comedic purposes. Even if, like, you know, as long as like 15% of the listening audience, like, you know, gets a little chortle out of it, then, you know, whatever. That's how I feel. Bet. Maybe maybe we should have checked all this hand. I actually think I should have checked all this hand. If we get punished for this, these $2, I'll be very sad about departing us. I mean, I think I should have check called because I think he makes no mistakes here, really. I think we should have check called because I think that he's going to too often have hands that might want to raise. He can have hands that like I think if he has like the Jack 10s and like the Ace Jacks of the world, like I think we'd rather just check call those hands. The better hands are probably not folding. So I really think I should have check called. This is a good hand to check call with, not a good hand to bet with. Although betting is okay, I still think I should have check called. And now that we've bet, we can't really do anything about that now. So the question is, can we profitably continue here or not? And I don't think we can, honestly. I'm trying to think of reasons why we could, but I don't think we can. I messed this hand up. I think I should have just check called. If we had like deuce 7, I think betting is a lot better because our hand's not strong enough to check call. But because we have ace high and an open ender, I think it's much better just to check call. He's never folding a pair on the turn. He might even be able to make us make a mistake and raise with a pair, like a pair and a draw, or like a club draw, or higher gut shot. Like, he might get us to make mistakes by raising on the turn sometimes. Not that I know anything about that guy. So that guy could be like literally 80. It could be the ghost of Joan Rivers over there, as far as I know. So I mean, I don't know anything about that player or how that player is going to make decisions. So it's hard to say for sure. But in a complete vacuum, I think I usually like check calling with that hand better, and I should have there. I think we avoid making any mistakes whatsoever. We always get to see the river. We get our opponent to make some mistakes with hands that are worse than ours somehow. We don't just drive those hands all out, and we don't make mistakes like we might have just made there where we bet fold incorrectly, potentially. The more you know. That's right. Last 2 hands here. Let's see if we can't get it done. Get it done. By get it done, I mean, let's just try to get to like $40 if we can do that. I know you can't really like will yourself into winning in poker, but I'd like to try. Should I make it 121? All right, 124. That's what Jacob wanted us to do, because that's what number my finger hit. So there you go. 124, dealer. 124 pennies, please. I'm pretty sure this player just posted, so there is a decent chance we just win right now. If not, whatever. Let's see a flop. Let's see a flop in position. Pretty unlikely that this player is going to have an ace in their hand, because what ace can he have? What ace can he have? It doesn't make any sense. Let's raise it up. I think we can just make it 4. It doesn't have to be big. Just a small little $4 raise. We have a 3 straight, backdoor flush draw anyway. We have a decision if we want to keep firing or not if he does continue. But I think he just will fold sometimes straight away on the flop to our raise. We are getting 12-1 here on the turn with our 8 high flush draw. Not necessarily the greatest of things, but I mean, we could try raising again as well. But I again feel like players like this tend not to just believe us. I actually think we can call here with our getting 12-1 with queen high and a flush draw. 12-1. Yes, this is going to be a part of Run It Up. Unless this player overbet shoves, then I just get really sad and just don't post it. I've never done that before, though, so I like your chances, kid. Call? Raise? Min raise? Tiny raise? He can't re-raise because we could have aces, ace king. All right, I guess we'll just call. He's not folding better than us, and I guess he's not calling with worse, so... Nice. I guess we could have. I guess maybe that hand would have paid it off. To be fair, I didn't make a mistake. I raised flop. I tried to bluff. That was a mistake. Okay, I put $4 in there, but I'm just trying to get him to fold. On the turn, he bets 1 to 12. I'm getting 13-1 on the turn or something like that. I have an 8 high flush draw and queen high. Could have the best hand sometimes. It's possible. I believe. Hashtag I believe. Hashtag optimism. I'm out of hashtags. I was thinking about other ones, but I think that's enough. I mean, I'm really sad when you see his actual hand that he obviously has a hand that's probably like just good enough to call us. He has the 7 high flush, you know, but I'm not even 100% sure that hand calls it to make it like 10. You know, we've been playing our hand. Our hand could be a full house. Our hand could be any number of things. Indeed. 228. Know the episode number and everything. How nice is that? That is professional right there. All right, let's play one more hand. I don't know how much we're up or down, as much as we were at least. So I think we're down like $30, maybe $35, you know, something like that. At the start of next episode, we'll update that. But tomorrow, we'll be doing something a little bit different. Now that we're back on my channel, we can do whatever the heck that we like. And so my plan is to do a tournament review sent to me by one of you guys. So I'll be doing a Run It Up Apprentice episode going over some tournament poker. So stay tuned for that. That'll be coming tomorrow, probably part 2 of that coming on Sunday, and then back to the Run It Up grind from here on out. I'm going to number all those episodes, so 29 and 30 will be Apprentice, then we'll be back to the Run It Up grind on Monday. Yeah, something like that. These days are hard. Awesome. My son loves Run It Up. Nice. Guess that eliminates all of that from being Joan Rivers' ghost then. I suppose that's possible. Impossible, no. All right. I'm not going to do a full screen wrap up because, you know, we did an orbit for the fans. That's what we did today instead. So hopefully you guys enjoyed today's episode. I did, even though we didn't win. And I will see you guys back for more cool Run It Up action. Very cool Run It Up action. Sometime very soon. Tomorrow, Run It Up Apprentice, probably. You know, everything could change here, Run It Up. But my plan is to do Apprentice tomorrow, so that'll be what we're doing. And I will see you guys back for more very, very soon. Thanks so much for watching, guys. RunUp.com for all your Run Up needs. We'll see you for more tomorrow. Peace. We're going on a shopping spree. That's right. New helmet. Holla. Yeah, bro, I smoke trees all day. Ah, yeah. Oh, yeah. In your face, JCarves. Boom. Let's say that this guy over there we know is a NNB. He's a notorious knit bitch. Ew, that's gross.